Welcome to Peaceful Stories, where we explore some of the most compelling and heartbreaking true crime stories. In today's video, we'll be diving deep into the tragic murder of Dominique Dunne, a rising Hollywood star whose life was tragically cut short by domestic violence. Best known for her role in Poltergeist, Dominique had a bright future ahead of her, but her life ended at the age of 22 at the hands of someone she once trusted. We'll take you through her life, her career, the events leading up to her death, and the controversial trial that followed. Before we begin, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into true crime stories and more. Now, let's get into the heartbreaking story of Dominique Dunne. Dominique Dunne, an actress whose career was on the rise, is best remembered for her role in the 1982 horror classic Poltergeist. But behind the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, Dominique's life was tragically cut short when she became a victim of domestic violence, murdered by her ex-boyfriend at the young age of 22. In this video, we'll take an in-depth look at Dominique's life, her career, and the horrifying events that led to her untimely death. We'll also explore the trial that followed and the lasting impact her death had on society. Dominique Dunne's early life and career. Dominique Ellen Dunne was born on November 23, 1959, in Santa Monica, California, into a family deeply entrenched in the entertainment industry. Her father, Dominique Dunne, was a renowned writer and producer, and her mother, Ellen Griffin Dunne, was an actress and ranching heiress. Dominique grew up surrounded by Hollywood's elite, and it was no surprise when she chose to pursue a career in acting. Dominique began her career in television, making guest appearances on popular shows like Fame, Heart to Heart, and Chips. Her big break came when she was cast as Dana Freeling in the 1982 horror film Poltergeist, directed by Tobe Hooper and produced by Steven Spielberg. The film was a massive success, and Dominique's performance was widely praised, setting the stage for a promising career in Hollywood. In this segment, we'll delve into Dominique's upbringing, her family's influence on her career, and her early steps into the acting world. We'll explore her notable roles, her aspirations, and the bright future that seemed to lie ahead for the young actress. The relationship with Thomas Sweeney. Dominique's life took a dark turn when she began a relationship with Thomas Sweeney, a chef at the popular Los Angeles restaurant Ma Maison. Initially, their relationship seemed like a typical Hollywood romance, filled with passion and excitement. However, it soon became clear that Sweeney had a controlling and abusive nature. In this section, we'll explore how the relationship between Dominique and Sweeney developed, focusing on the warning signs of abuse that Dominique's friends and family observed. We'll discuss the moments of escalating violence, the manipulation, and the fear that Dominique lived with in the months leading up to her murder. The night of the murder, October 30th, 1982. On the night of October 30th, 1982, Dominique and Sweeney had a violent altercation at her home in West Hollywood. The fight turned deadly when Sweeney strangled Dominique in the driveway, leaving her unconscious. Neighbors called the police, and Sweeney was arrested at the scene. Dominique was rushed to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, where she was placed on life support. Tragically, she never regained consciousness, and on November 4, 1982, her family made the heart-wrenching decision to remove her from life support. Dominique Dunne was pronounced dead at the age of 22. In this segment, we'll give a detailed account of the events leading up to that tragic night, the brutal attack itself, and the immediate aftermath. We'll also explore the impact of Dominique's death on her family and friends, and how her father, Dominique Dunne, turned his grief into a lifelong quest for justice. The trial of Thomas Sweeney. The trial of Thomas Sweeney began in August 1983 and quickly became a highly publicized and controversial case. Sweeney was charged with second-degree murder, but the trial was fraught with complications, including disputes over the presentation of evidence, witness testimonies, and the defense's portrayal of Sweeney's character. The prosecution aimed to prove that Sweeney's actions were premeditated and that he had a history of violent behavior. However, the defense argued that the crime was committed in the heat of passion and that Sweeney was deeply remorseful for his actions. In this lengthy segment, we'll dive deep into the trial proceedings, examining the key arguments from both the prosecution and defense. We'll analyze the evidence presented, the testimonies given, and the legal strategies employed. This part will also cover the emotional impact on Dominique's family as they sought justice for her death. The verdict and public outcry. On November 7, 1983, the jury found John Thomas Sweeney guilty of voluntary manslaughter, a lesser charge than second-degree murder. He was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison but served only 3 years and 7 months before being released. The verdict sparked widespread outrage, with many feeling that justice had not been served. Dominique's family, particularly her father, was devastated by the outcome. Dominique Dunne became an outspoken advocate for victims' rights, often using his platform to highlight the flaws in the justice system. In this section, we'll explore the public reaction to the verdict, the impact it had on Dominique's family, and the broader implications for how domestic violence cases were handled in the legal system at that time. We'll also discuss how Dominique's death contributed to changes in the way society views and addresses domestic violence. The legacy of Dominique Dunne. Though Dominique Dunne's life was tragically cut short, her legacy continues to endure. Her story serves as a poignant reminder of the dangers of domestic violence and the importance of recognizing the warning signs. Dominique's family has worked tirelessly to ensure that her memory is not forgotten, and her father's efforts have had a lasting impact on victims' rights advocacy. In this final segment, we'll discuss the ways in which Dominique's legacy has been honored over the years. We'll explore the contributions of her father, Dominique Dunne, to raising awareness about domestic violence and the importance of justice for victims. We'll also reflect on the cultural significance of Dominique's life and death and how it continues to resonate today. Conclusion: remembering Dominique Dunne. As we conclude this deep dive into the life and tragic death of Dominique Dunne, we reflect on the profound loss of a talented young woman whose potential was never fully realized. Dominique's story is one of heartbreak, but it is also a story of resilience, as her memory continues to inspire those who fight for justice and the protection of vulnerable individuals. Thank you for watching this detailed account of Dominique Dunne's life and tragic death. Her story is a somber reminder of the dangers of domestic violence and the importance of seeking help if you or someone you know is in a similar situation. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it to raise awareness about the ongoing issue of domestic violence. Don't forget to subscribe to your channel name for more true crime stories and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Dominique's story, so feel free to leave a comment below. Let's keep the conversation going and continue to honor Dominique's memory by advocating for justice and safety for all. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.